Hey, what's going on, guys? Sovereign here.
I missed you guys so much.
We got a brand new briefing. This makes number 3 out of 6 before Mass Effect Andromeda launches. So, I went ahead and watched this for you guys, and there's some details that I really want to point out and start up a conversation with. This briefing is actually about the Tempest and Nomad, which I'm actually a little bit excited about because I was looking forward to getting more information about the Tempest. Not so much the Nomad. I was actually not looking forward to the Nomad because of bad taste in my mouth from the Mako, whatever it was. Yeah, from the original Mass Effect trilogy. I was not a fan of that at all. So, I wasn't looking forward to the Nomad. However, the information in this video actually turned me into a fan, and we will get into exactly why in a minute. Here we are. So the first scene that we get is the Tempest flying into view with the Nexus in the background. And I believe this is very similar, if not the same exact footage that we got during the gameplay reveal of Mass Effect Andromeda during CES this past week. So right off the bat, the first piece of new information that we get is the pilot of the Tempest. Now, we actually aren't sure if it's an actual AI, VI, or an actual person that pilots the ship, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like it could be Solarian.
To the Pathfinder team will be flying with me. I'm Callow Jaff, and this is the Tempest. I've been her pilot since the early prototype days, so take my word when I tell you that she's light, stealthy, and easily the fastest ship in her class, capable of doing 13 light years per day.
Well, now, that's pretty interesting. I like that they gave us that little tidbit of information at the end. 13 light years per day. That's pretty fast. I don't know exactly how fast that is compared to the Normandy SR2, but it doesn't really matter, does it? So the next part, we actually learn the sacrifices that they made to build a ship that is as nimble as the Tempest. So the Tempest isn't actually battle ready. Now, they explain that it doesn't have a large front cannon or heavy armor. So let's just say that we most likely won't be getting into any space battles using the Tempest. Now, there may be parts in the game where you are able to upgrade the armor and actually give it a weapon, but as of now, we don't actually know any information about that. Let's just cross our fingers and hope that we can actually upgrade this ship somehow. So from this next bit, we actually learn that the Tempest is really no different than an upgraded Normandy. I'm not talking about upgraded in terms of a better ship than the Normandy. I'm just talking about upgraded in terms of a new look and feel for a ship, which is our home base for Mass Effect Andromeda. Yes, that's right. I'm saying it is no different than the Normandy in terms of having access to your weapon upgrades. Just everything you could think of that you would do on the Normandy, you could pretty much do on the Tempest. Not much has changed other than the look and feel. And one thing that I'm hoping that they fix is the damn loading screens, because it got really irritating traversing just your ship in between missions on Mass Effect and still having to go through loading screens. With the next-gen power, I'm really hoping they utilize it so that way we have lesser loading screens when it comes to something like a home base like the Tempest. Hopefully, we won't have to traverse the ship while going through multiple loading screens just to get a few things done in between missions. Next, they talk about the navigation and how only the Pathfinder could set destinations, and then they do this nice little segue, tell us how we get to the ground, and we lead right into the information about the Nomad. And this is where I got a little excited unexpectedly, because once again, I told you I hated the Mako from Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2. So at first, I'd just like to say, really good job on displaying this like a pitch to a buyer for the Nomad. It was really cool. They went through a whole series of what the specifications, what the parts are, the energy source, the thrusters, the axle. It made you really want to go out and actually buy one of these. Well, I probably wouldn't. I have no use for one, but I just thought it was really cool. And they actually show custom paint jobs that you can do and set for it. My hunch is that they're not just doing this for no reason. I feel like the Nomad is going to be a very key or staple part to traversing these worlds, leading me to assume that these worlds are going to be on a scale that you don't want to travel on foot, which I am crossing my fingers for, that we get maps that are just so massive that you would prefer to take the Nomad, something you spent time customizing, to traverse it. So pay close attention to what it says about these upgrades in this next portion.
The Nomad must be able to adapt to difficult conditions. The modularity of its design allows everything from thrusters, shields, shield blast, life support, radar, and of course, paint jobs to be customized based on our surroundings.
So, multiplayer anyone? Let me know if you agree with me in the comment section below, but this really seems like they're pushing for a multiplayer element for the Nomad, as in either racing or battling it out like a Twisted Metal style with the Nomads, playing in a multiplayer arena. I'm not opposed to it, but being able to customize something that much and all we're using it for is traversing the land, there's got to be a little bit more that they're just not revealing yet. Come on, guys, custom paint jobs, really? Boy, if you don't get your Mass Effect 3 SR2 Normandy looking ass out of here. And lastly, before the video cuts out, we actually get a glimpse at how mining is being handled in Mass Effect Andromeda. So similar to Mass Effect 1, you actually have to go down to the planet to mine. It seems they've done away with the Mass Effect 3 style mining where you just scan the planet and send down a probe. I'm almost 100% confident that you won't actually have to travel back to the probe to get your items. That would be slightly ridiculous if you have to travel back to the probe all the time. That pretty much concludes all the points that I wanted to talk about from this briefing. If you guys have anything that you thought was significant, definitely leave it down below and let's start up the conversation on that. Also, guys, hit me up on Twitter if you want to chat with me. I'll leave my handle up on the screen, and also it'll be on the top of the description box below. So what are your guys' thoughts on the Tempest and the Nomad? For one, I'm definitely a fan of the Nomad now because it seems like we are going to be spending a lot of time in it, so I'm going to have to customize that bitch. Drop some 22s on it. I know it's an assumption, and we may be pushing a little far here, but I want Mass Effect so badly to be a massive open world, and it seems like we may be leaning in that direction since we're gonna have the Nomad and being able to customize it to where it's your own. Guys, I feel like they're just not telling us enough yet because they don't want to overhype it for what it is, but I'm just saying. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. It lets me know you want to see more Mass Effect content on this channel, and also subscribe so that way you don't miss anything else that comes from me in the future. And remember to turn on notifications, guys. Please? Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm Sovereign, and I'm out.